Welcome back. Here's where you left off. So, Leonard, have you ever read a book that you hated, but you can't stop thinking about it? During our time on this podcast, we've had some pretty interesting books that come up. The one that really comes to mind is Generation Ship, which, for full disclosure, I was the one who recommended, but in the end, when we both went through and read it, we really had some harsh criticisms for it. And it was interesting because Michael Mamay wrote Mickey 7, which I actually enjoyed. Not the movie, but I enjoyed the book, but the first book, I should say. But it's interesting that we both had a really rough time with that book. And so when we are talking about books, it always comes back into our thoughts that the plot of the book and how the characters went out and what he was thinking when he wrote it is just something you can't stop thinking about. Like, what was the writing process to go through that? How do you feel about, well, maybe that specific book, but just books that you hated that you can't stop thinking about, buddy?
Well, this is kind of funny though, because as into FYI, Man-Made wrote Generation Ship, and Edward Ashton wrote Mickey 7.
And I made that same mistake when we did the recording.
Every time.
Every time. So let's be clear that I have nothing against these guys. I just keep on. I have it in my head.
You need to read your notes, man.
I need to read my notes.
Well, here's the thing. Our process of looking for books is very straightforward. We look for books that's coming out, and we read the synopsis. The synopsis is pretty good. We were like, okay, cool, let's go for this one. Or authors reach out to us, hey, consider our books and all that good stuff. Because we try to target books that like hasn't been released yet, or is being released, or it just got released. So there's really no reviews out there yet. So we're pretty in a ball regarding those kind of things. But here's the thing: looking for books is hard, especially you're trying to find a good book. And the list that we get, that we generate at the beginning of the year is there's a lot of books, and it's not going to be, we're not buying 500 every time we look for a good book here. It's a hit and miss massively. And a good example is Generation Ship. The concept was amazing. You recommended it, you sold it to me, and it's like, let's go for it because it sounds amazing. It sounds very, very good. And I never shared this to you, but halfway through the book, I literally did not want to continue. It was so frustratingly bad. Like, I think I gave it such a low rating that after we finished recording, packed up and all that stuff, and deep down inside of me, it was so bad, I just want to use the pages as to really use it as to wipe my ass. That's how bad it is. And the concept in the whole book was so well done, but the execution was so bad that I don't expect this. I expect this book to be in a $1 bin in a bookstore soon. That's how I don't like this book.
Yeah, I know you don't like this book. I mean, to be fair, I mean, where it fell short for me was the plot. I mean, it was a plot that wasn't connected with the premise of the book, and I think that was where it really fell on its butt. Right. So the plot of the book is a generational ship, but if you don't deal with the generational ship side of it, and you just deal, I think it felt more like a murder mystery thing than a generational ship thing, where the generational ship was the part that I was really interested in, but it's not what he focused on. And even at the end of the book, the resolution of the book was not satisfying. And it was really poorly written, the ending. And I'm somebody who's very forgiving because writing books is hard. So, you don't want to like come down on people about it, but it was not good. It was not a good ending to a book.
No, I agree with you. Like, I'm not a writer. I love reading books. I've been reading like novel books for a while now. Like, God, for how long? And I know I can be very harsh in my reviews. Like, you guys know that. And you especially know that, Derek, because we've done, before we even started this podcast, we talk about books and we talk about stories and what we like and dislike, right? But in this case, it just felt short. I felt like I was robbed. I was robbed in such a great, like I said before, the book, the storyline, it's the premise of the book is very good. There's a reason why we gravitate to it, because it's a generation ship. It's coming from Earth at 21 something, going to a destination. It's like, when they got to the destination and they
Well,
and they found out there's an aliens there, and next thing you know, freaking mutiny started. It's like one half the ship wants to go down, the other half we should keep going, and it's just a big freaking fist battle. That's what it is. It's like the story was like the final part of their journey, and when they found out there's a aliens and the planet that they're trying to go
yeah.
to, it becomes a morality question. I'm fine with that, but it just becomes to the point that it felt like it's being it feels like it's the same question over and over again, and they can't make up their mind. If they go down, yes or no. If they go down, just go for it. But if they say no, we can't go because of aliens, that's understandable too. Now there's a fight. It's like, it's just exhausting. It's so tiring reading it. So
Well, there's lots of. I mean, I think the platform of a generational ship has so many potential storylines on it that are related to the challenges of being on a generational ship. That is where I would want the author to focus his attention on. And don't get me wrong, focusing on the ending of it. I mean, you could break that up in multiple book series: the launch, the mid book, the end book. I mean, because every single one of those books would be different, because 100 years would pass, right? So you could literally start off with a kid boarding the ship, him being a grandfather, dying, and then his grandson is the one who actually makes it to the planet, and having the grandson be like, grandpa told me about Earth, but he doesn't know what Earth is. He's never experienced Earth. He just sees pictures of it. He has no concept of what Earth is, to walk in a field. And he's living on a spaceship his whole life, right? So there's all these amazing, like, even on a ship for 100 years, the culture on that ship would be different than what's on Earth, just out of the need to survive, right? There's all kinds of stories that would go through there. And he didn't focus on any of them. He just sort of did this power struggle thing, and then this alien on the planet thing. And it felt very disconnected from the storyline that I was hoping he would explore. I mean, I have no problem in being at the end of the journey. Sure, that's not a problem. It's just the way he did it, I didn't find entertaining. And the characters weren't really engaging either, right?
no, it's not. It's the whole storyline. Like you said, they can make this multiple books. Like, that's not a problem. Like, I prefer if the generation ship is based on 3 or 4 books, different generations, right? That's fine, because the timeline for this book is roughly about 270 years, right? So you can have multiple generations across it. It's like, the best way to describe it is like, what if they implement what the movie Passenger has. Remember the movie Passenger with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence?
Actually, that's a bad example. I would say the more appropriate one would be the TV series Ascension, or the miniseries Ascension.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that would be more
good point.
appropriate,
Yeah, good point. Yeah, if they incorporate that, the whole thing, then it's more engaging. They can the final destination is still there, but they start hinting that what happened if this happened, this has happened, and it's just nice to see that kind of evolution going into the final bit of it. It's like, hey, we found aliens. We knew about the aliens like halfway through the journey, but we don't want to stop because we weren't really sure until now. So what are we gonna do, right? It's because you can actually see the passengers evolving in a way that by the time they get there, there's other things to worry about now, right? Instead of like, dude, we're here. Are we going down? Yes or no? Oh no, there's a fight. Oh gosh, what are we gonna do now? Yeah, I'm done.
So we've been beating up on this book pretty much. Let's talk about any other books that you might have
Helldiver, fudge. I recommended this book to you,
and I've read all of the books,
and you read all of it. I stopped halfway. I stopped what? Book 5? Book 6?
No, you were before. I think it was book 3 you stopped. I think there's like 8 or 9 books in the series.
Oh yeah, halfway. Yeah, 3 or 4 I stopped because I couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. So you tell the audience exactly the storyline in this one, and then I'll chime in.
Well, I mean, you have a survivor who they're living on airships, and there's people in the air and people on the ground. Robots are trying to kill everybody. It's like 250 years after the robot revolution kind of thing. AI trying to kill everyone. And the humans are just trying to survive. And the reason they call them hell divers is these guys halo jump out of these airships to go get supplies off the ground and then jump back up. And of course, they're killed very easily because the whole world is irradiated and there's lots of bad things that kill them. And, there's other nasties on the ground they're trying to fight with, and they're just fighting to survive. The problem that you had, from what I remember when you were griping about it, was that it was a bit repetitive in the way that the storyline was going, I think. If that's my memory.
Exactly what it is. It's like the first book, oh my God, the first 2 books were amazing. I totally enjoyed it because, as you said, it started when the protagonist was a child and growing up, and the person who helped him raise, or his father's friend, was down there, and they died, and he got stuck down there or whatever it is. But a few years later, when the boy became an adult, he ended up becoming a hell diver, going down, and they ended up meeting each other again. But at the same time, there was a struggle in the airship. That was a great storyline. The first 2 books were together was perfectly, right? The only thing that the book itself becomes repetitive and becomes so annoyingly boring and very predictable is after book 3, when one of the main characters ending up overthrown a civilization in an oil rig, converted oil rig, and they then it becomes like, hey, we need to go. At one point, they have to go to Panama Canal to grab something, but it becomes like, we have a mission. Go do the mission, come back. Next book, we have a mission. Go to the mission, come back. It's the same thing over and over again. And the storyline felt the same way. It's like I can literally predict every single book after that, and it's going to be exactly the same thing. It's like taking a template and fill in the blank. And that's what it felt like.
I understand your point of view. I don't agree with it completely, although I can see your point of view, because the whole let's do the mission, survival, let's do the mission, survival is a recurring theme in the books. Yes. But I think the premise of the book is that's the survival aspect.
I understand the survival aspect of it, Derek.
I mean, the thing that actually kind of gets to me a little bit is the whole red shirt idea, is that you have the main characters, and then, 50 guys go out, they all die, and the main character survives. And that there's no real danger to the main character, right? He tried to do a bait and switch in one book to kill off the main character, but nobody believed that was going to be the case. And then obviously he's alive in the next book, right? I don't necessarily think, I think he pushed it a little longer than he needed to. In regards to recycling that plot line, as you would say. But I didn't hate it, not like yourself. I don't think I hated the books. And I don't know if you so much hated it, but you just got bored. There's a difference between those two.
Oh, no, right? no. I like I said before, I really liked this. I really, really enjoyed book 1 and 2. It just become repetitive enough that it become predictable. I understand that survival thing makes a lot. It's all about surviving, right? And that's fine. But every time it's like the first 3 chapters, they find like, oh no, we have to go back to the mainland. They do their mission and survive. They go back. Oh crap, we have to go back there again. Oh, they got the mission and they go back. Oh crap, we have to go back again. It's like we can determine that they have a mission and they need to grab some stuff to survive. But at the end of the day, you'd be like, okay, is what did they say? If you keep doing your mistakes over and over again, you're just becoming an idiot or something like that. So it felt like that they haven't learned their lesson. They're not adapting.
I think that's the point of the author is trying to make, in a sense, and some people find that comforting in reading. I think that they enjoy the consistency of it. That's the part they enjoy. That isn't you, obviously. That you enjoy the consistency of it.
I like consistency, but it becomes. I like consistency. I like unpredictability and all that stuff, but I can't stand predictable storyline. That's my issue. It's like I said before, like I have no issues with book 1 and 2 and 3, right? But it becomes exhausting. That was my issue, and you enjoyed it. I like a power to you. You enjoyed it, but it's not for me. It's just tiring. It's like,
so any other good examples you want to warn people away from?
Mickey 7, the book and the movie. Holy crap. The movie was horrendous. The book is a lot better. But if you ask me to read it again, I'd rather get someone to tell me the story so I can move along. I can do other things.
I can. Firstly, the movie was atrocious.
Horrible. It's horrible. Ready Player One movie all over again.
It was yeah. Ready, and we know Ready Player One was one of our favorite books over the last decade, and they just crucified that in the movie, which really.
I'd rather get a root canal and watch that movie over again.
Me too.
That's how bad it is.
Well, I feel that way about the Mickey 7 movie, but as for the book. The premise of Mickey 7, actually from both a moral standpoint and a story standpoint, is quite interesting. And how he deals with the situations that he gets himself in is also interesting. And how he's viewed by those around him is interesting. And although I suspect your issue is more related towards the end of the book than the very beginning of the book, I love the concept. Was it done correctly in the first book? I would argue yes. Was it done well in the second book? Depending on your perspective, yes and no. I don't think you read the second book, did you?
No. I read the first book because we ended up reading this book because the movie was coming out. That's the reason why. And the concept of the whole book itself was great. Regarding Mickey was hired to do all the weird, crazy testing. Oh, pardon me, the real crazy testing. So he's a clone. So what he's doing every time he does a dangerous mission, he downloads. So when he expired, his new clone's ready to receive his memory, so he can continue. Right, he becomes a disposable person, right, and theoretically he become a very immortal, right, because he keeps being rebirthed. I think that's the best way to describe it, right, and all that is fine. I really, really enjoy the concept of it, the morality question, because they question a lot of morality regarding Mickey's job and why he's being constantly rebirthed. Right, there was a movement to stop it. There's a movement, no, we need them, and leadership's like, we really need this guy, but at the same time, resources got an issue, those kind of things, right? And the whole thing becomes out of whack when his best friend tried to kill him, or did not. No, did he kill him? I think so. No, he went down. Well, I mean,
he kind of leaves him behind.
He leaves him behind. Sorry,
he leaves him behind. It's like, oh, they'll just make another one of you.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Yeah, but he survived. He went back to the colony and was like, hey, I'm actually alive, guys. So that's when the issues start coming in, saying, hey, this is not good. Why there's two of them? This is not really good. So that's all fine. But at the end, it just becomes the whole story start dragging. That's my issue. The It drags in a point that I was waiting for the book to end. When I found out I'm only like 75% into the book, I still have 25% of it. I'm like, crap. I have to go finish reading this book. That's my issue because it felt the book was too long for what it is. That's my issue. And it drove me, like I don't mind long books, Derek, but I do mind if the book got long because for the sake of being long.
I would not agree with the fact that that was long for the sake of being long. I don't agree with that, especially for the first book. The movie, we're just going to put that aside and just put it in the trash, okay? We're talking
What movie?
specifically
What
about
movie?
what movie? Yeah, exactly. Talking about the book here. And so my suggestion is that we're going to agree to disagree on this one.
You like this book. Tell me why you
I
like it.
liked the first one. Like I said, I enjoyed the concept more so than the totality of the plot. The concept of it is what I enjoyed. It's good to ask moral questions. It's good to ask what his place is in the world if he's going through this process. That's all really interesting things to ask, right? And that's where the interest comes in from it. I don't necessarily think that the author did a really bad job with the plot. I just think that it wasn't the kind of plot that really engaged you for a long period of time. Does that make sense?
Yes, ish. Like again, the author did an amazing job putting the plot together and the concept of the whole thing. It's not my cup of tea, man. It's literally not my cup of tea. So yeah, we'll just agree or disagree on this one. I like that. You like it, I hate it. How about you? Any books that you can think of that's considered, I can live without it.
Well, generally speaking, when it comes to me with books, it's usually the characters of the plot, right? And characters I generally don't care for. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I mean, Generation Ship is really a big one for us because I was the one who brought that up. And I was the one who pushed it. And I guess Mickey 7 as well. So I guess with you, I don't have a good track record, do I?
No,
Very good track.
you recommend a lot of books that we both like. There's a lot of books that we both agree that it was a disaster, and yeah. So this is the most interesting part now because we definitely want to reach out more with the authors and find out, hey, can you let us know if you want us to review your books or in return for an interview because we or authors that we reviewed and you agree or disagree that we like or dislike are the books because we want to know your thinking because that's the biggest thing because for us we don't do this full time, right? We do this part time. We're doing this because we love reading books, we love storytelling, right? And we promise ourselves that we're not going to sugarcoat a review because we're not doing, if we do, we're not doing our jobs correctly, right? So if I know it's kind of pushing it when they ask your author, hey, come talk to us after we destroy your book, we still want to invite you because we want to know what you're thinking, right? So if you're any authors, let us know, let's have this conversation. But yeah, it's very very rare that we both agree that we don't like a book.
Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share a review. We love to hear from you. Send us an email at yourbookmarksinfo@gmail.com. Join us again right here where you left off.